Today, out in the wood yard, it's a scorcher! And I'm gonna cut some firewood. I got the big boy out, the 592. I'm gonna start with that. Here we go. So I have a pile of tree service wood here that is in my way. And I got another pile dumped right over here, I'll show you. This was a recent dumpage and it's kind of right in the drive, so I want to get this stuff cut up today is my plan. And I'm not going to be using the processor because I need a new chain. I'm having some work done on it right now. I had to take a link out because I got it as tight as I could. I can't tighten it anymore, so it's been loose the last couple times I used it. So I'm getting some new chains that got ordered and getting a link taken out of the one that I've got. So it's about 85 this morning, and I'm gonna cut some firewood. So I got a prediction. I will lose weight today. I'm probably gonna sweat a gallon or two. I got lots of drinks. So I got my big boy I'm gonna start with while I'm fresh here. I'm gonna start with the 592. And I've got some big stuff I wanna cut here and a lot of odd, crotchy kind of things that I'm gonna need to rip. So I'm gonna start on that. And then I've got 3 more saws waiting in the wings here, ready to go too. So I'm probably gonna run all 4 of them. At least I'm gonna go as long as I can. I mean, the saws probably will go longer than I can. I'll probably die of heat exhaustion. So I'll probably cut a tank, take a little break, cut a tank, take a little break, and just kind of go through the saws that way. And I'd like to get this pile done and maybe even the pile over there. I don't know, we'll see. It all depends on how long I can last before I pass out from heat exhaustion, because it's supposed to hit 95 again today. So I don't know how long I'm gonna last, but I want to get a bunch cut up. And worst case scenario is if I can get a bunch cut and I can't cut anymore because I'm dying, I can split, because splitting is easier than cutting. So, and then I can also start stacking on this pile. So that's what's happening. So here we go, cutting time. Look at the size of this crotchy piece here. This is a dandy. That's gonna be a fun one to cut. And I got some other big ones. Oh, here comes one of my jets. So yeah, there's a lot of ugly stuff in here. This is all the stuff that I knew I wouldn't be able to run through the processor. I got, you know, you can see here like crotches like this, stuff that needs limbs taken off yet that they dropped. There's some stuff I probably could run through the processor, but a lot of this, no way. I mean, especially one like this here that I showed you. I mean, just look at the size of that one. And like crotches like this, big chunks like this. I mean, you can see that is it's a big boy. And I'm gonna be ripping some of these down. Here's a big crotchy one here. So you can see by the size of my hand with that, it's a big piece of wood. Time to cut. 592. That thing really cuts. Once it's warmed up, that thing just, it's fast as you can go. It's so much nicer than any other saw I've ever run as far as power. I mean, it's incredible. For those of you, for you still guys, it's basically equal to the 661. It's not so heavy that you can't lift it like the 881 would be, or the 3120 that Husqvarna makes. I mean, those are just ridiculous. But this is a real saw, and it really cuts. It's awesome. Every time I run it, it's just fun. Even though it's 1,000 degrees out here, it's a lot of fun, especially in these crotchy big pieces here that I'm ripping down. Some of them I'm ripping in half as I go, and I'm gonna migrate some of the wood out of the way now so I can cut some more. But it's really cutting well. Hopefully I can last as long as the saws last. I got 4 saws, and I'd like to get through all of them, maybe even twice. So I'm gonna cut the rest of this and then hit the next pile too. It feels good to run the saw again. I haven't run it in a while because I've been using the processor. I haven't cut in, I don't know, probably, I would say a month and a half, 2 months since I run a saw. So it's fun to get the saw out again. I like it. I like it a lot, as my friend Lloyd used to say. Okay, back to cutting. Hot. That's two tanks done, and I can feel it. I gotta cool off. I gotta go inside, maybe a half hour and cool down. Starting to get, I can't really catch my breath and kind of dizzy. It's 90 degrees right now, and the sun's been out for a while, on and off, but it's kind of a hazy sunshine. I did a bunch of ripping on some of these big ones. I'll take 40 degrees every day. 50 is even getting a little warm. 30's nice. So I'm gonna cool off for a little bit, check these rounds out of the way, start up saw number 3. Hopefully I can finish this pile and then do some splitting before I hit this pile or that pile or the next pile or the next pile or the next pile or the next pile. There's lots to do. Be back in a second. The chain is a little loose, and I got almost all of it done. There's just a few big chunks in there, but I didn't want to, with the chain being loose, I didn't want to try cutting them. I still had some gas. I got that big one right there, and I think there's one underneath there, but pretty much all this is cut down to size and ripped so that I can manage it. So once again, I'm going to go inside and cool off. When I come back, I'm going to pull the splitter over here, and I'm going to start splitting because I don't want to cut anymore. That's 3 tanks I cut. Well, I think there's a little bit of gas left in there, so about 3 tanks. Hot, hot, hot. It's 91 right now. There's some big storms coming in about 3 or 4 hours, which would be nice. It'll cool off. Hopefully I can get all this split by the time they get here. So I'm gonna go cool off. Next time you see me, we'll be splitting. what I have. Splitter. Well, I only split for a little while, but it was so hot I just couldn't take it anymore. I was getting dizzy and I was starting to get cramps, so getting Charlie horses. So I went inside, cooled down for, I don't know, I was in there probably almost an hour, and I drank a bunch more of these. Look at, I'm on, see, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on. I'm on my 6th one today, and I haven't peed yet today. That's how much I've sweat. So I'm gonna, now that there's some shade here, I'm gonna get back to splitting. I cooled off, I'm not dripping wet sweat anymore. I changed my thong out, so I got a dry one on now. So now I'm gonna start up the machine. I'm gonna split some more for a little while. I just looked at the radar and it looks like I got maybe a couple hours and there's big booming storms coming, tornado watch and everything. So I'm gonna get going while I can. Here we go, splitting again. So before I start splitting, I just had a meeting of the board of directors of the woodyard, and it was a unanimous decision that because I have a lot of this crotchy type of ash to go through here, because I was having troubles with some of the stuff splitting, I'm going to change up. I'm going to take out my 4-way wedge, and I just went inside and I got my single wedge, and so I'm going to put the single wedge on so I can do cleaner splits on some of this crotchy stuff, because I'm having a lot of them get stuck. I'd use a chain, and you probably noticed that I use a chain to pull off a couple chunks that got stuck on the wedge. So I'm going to pop that off and I'm going to put on the single wedge and then continue splitting. Okay, so the easiest way to do this is to wedge a chunk of wood underneath the wedge. So wedge the wedge, and that way it won't drop on you when you pull the pin. I just pulled the keeper key thingy out here, and so I'm going to pull the main pin out from underneath. Well, I guess I got to go around to the other side. I can't get a hold of it. Go. All right, now I can get a hold of it. There we go. So there's the main key. And then the best way I found to do this is to crawl right up on top of here. And it's stuck, of course. I haven't changed it in quite a while. So that means I'm gonna need to ram it up and down a bunch of times. This is all sand that builds up down in the front of the wedge here. I think I've showed this on other videos. Right here is where it all gets pounded in off of the wood. And this fills up with dirt and debris, and that's the plate that is there. So I think I gotta get my tool out for digging all this out of here. I got a skinny little tool. Oh, it's starting to come out now. So I don't know if you guys can see, there's a whole bunch of dirt in there. And I have found the best way to do it is to just go up and down and work it out. It's starting to come now. See, this is the stuff that's in there. It's just compounded bark and dirt and sand. Now I can see down in there now that it's almost out. Getting close. Oh, almost. Yeah, it's been quite a while since I've changed this out. I might have to go get a convincer, also known as the hammer. Yep, gotta go grab it. It's right over here. Be right back. Okay, so I went and got my splitting mulch, so I have to loosen this up. There we go. Oh, it's almost. Oh, right there, within an inch. Yes. Come on. Come on, baby. There we go. All right. So, now I'm just going to chuck this off to the side. There we go. So I'll bring you in here so you can see what it's like down inside of there. So you can see why it gets gummed up. If you look down in there, I think you guys can see. So what it is it's all this debris gets built up on the sides. So I haven't changed this out in a very long time. So, and it's mainly dirt. That's what it is. It's just dirt. Fine dirt and sand and some sawdust, but mainly dirt that comes off of the wood. It's just little by little by little. It's not like you can see it happening. But I just go in here and scrape out all the chunks. There. Now I can drop the other wedge in. And this wedge, I think I can do this with one hand. There's a button on right here, right there that you can see, so it doesn't fall all the way through. There you go. And you can see this is the weld that my brother did. Him and Jerry put a gusseted angle on the top, so when pieces come up over the top, they weren't going to catch and bend and break off the handle like the other one did. So I've already used it and it does work good. So now I'm just going to raise it up a bunch so I got a nice high wedge. I'm trying to get it as high as I can. I think right about there. Yes, I'm really close. Just got to go up a smidge. There we go. That's better. It's in. All I gotta do is put this pin in. And I switched sides with it so I could get it easier. There we go. It is in. Now I can get back to splitting. That's a pile of wood. I didn't get it done. I still got all this to go, but I have to quit because I just got a direct message from the big guy. Yes, I just saw a lightning flash. God said, quit working. I'm allergic to lightning, so I got to quit. Yeah, I just saw a flash and I felt the boom, so I've had blue skies like that all day, but that's what's coming. The darkness is coming, and I just listened to the radio a little bit, and they said within about a half hour to an hour, it's going to hit us. So I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. So I'm going to cover up the splitter, and I'll just work on this tomorrow or the next day when I get to it again. So drink a lot. I'm still getting some kind of cramps in my legs, so I know I got to drink more. Here's what I drank today. I had a big thing of juice this morning. Then I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I got about half of my bottle gone here now. So, and I still haven't peed yet today. So obviously I need more liquids. I'm drinking as fast as I can shove it in. It's just, I need more because I'm sweating so much. I'm just soaking wet again. But this breeze has picked up finally, and the sun is behind the clouds now, so it's actually cooling off a little bit. So that's it for today, folks. You know what to do. Poke the buttons, hit them all. Tomorrow I'll be back in the wood yard doing work, 5:30 a.m. You'll be here. You can't wait. Go to my channel. There's 700 videos waiting just for you to watch. See you then. Good night, Irene.